Lachlan, welcome to another episode of Keeping Up with College. This is exciting. This is another student athlete who is going to the US this year. Is that right? In August?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just start off with you introducing yourself, where you're from in Australia, where you're committed to, and what you plan on studying over there, and what sport you play.
My name's Lachlan Zetter. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia. Playing soccer, and I've committed to Westminster College, Missouri.
Cool. Okay, so Westminster, that's really cool in Missouri. Do you know much about Missouri?
Um, Not really. Only went there and explored the place when we went for Christmas time. We went and had a look at the college and went around the town,
Yeah.
but we weren't really there for long.
Okay, how long were you there for?
We went into St. Louis and then went to Missouri for the day before
Yeah.
we went back to where we were.
Okay, so you went for a visit. Were you already committed to Westminster, or you kind of just went to go to check it out, see if it's what you really wanted, and then after that you said yes, is that right?
Yeah, it was basically I kind of knew I was going to say yes to it, but it was a
Yeah.
final, let's have a look around and see what it's
Yeah.
like before I fully say yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So apart from visiting Missouri and Westminster, did you travel around the US and sort of explore and like just travel around with your family and stuff?
Yeah, so I've been to America plenty of times before, but
Yeah.
the latest trip in December, we went up to Canada for a bit and then went to Miami,
Yeah.
around that area and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite place or maybe a favorite state that you traveled to?
Um, Previous trips, I've really liked Charlotte. I don't know, just that was
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
cool. It's Charlotte as in North Carolina, Charlotte?
yeah,
Yeah, that's Charlotte is like a hot spot, like a hub for lots of domestic flights. Like if I want
yeah,
to
it is.
travel, it's crazy. I've actually been to Charlotte plenty of times to sort of travel to another part of the States or travel around to any of the islands around
That's what we had to do going into Missouri
yeah, oh okay, there you go. So
and
where did you fly
Charlotte. Yeah,
into first of all into the States, like LA or Dallas? And
we
then
went to LA, stayed there for a night, then went up to Toronto,
okay.
and then flew down to Miami, stayed there for a bit, then went into St. Louis, and then went into see the college.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so what made you decide to like even go to the US in the first place, and what really made you say yes to Westminster?
Um, we're starting the process off. Zach, he's another member of your team.
Yeah.
He went to the same high school as me. And I remember it was like grade 9 or 10, he came and did a speech to us as a year level. And
Okay.
I just had it in the back of my mind, like, that's something cool, that's something interesting. And
Yeah.
then at the start of year 12 last year, I went to the school and was like, who is that? And what was it about? And stuff like that. And then they
Yeah.
gave me his contacts, jumped on a phone call with him, had a speak with him. And then the week after, we were on a FaceTime like meeting with Matt and Zach. And then after that, I was like, well, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So how has like that process with Green Room, with Matt and yeah, with us, has that been so far for you?
It's been good. Like starting it off later as I really started last year has
Mhm.
been good. The
Mhm.
time process has been great from when the profile went up to
Yeah.
getting the offers in October.
Yeah.
And being in year 12 as well, it took the stress off it. Like they weren't constantly saying, oh, we need this done, we need that done. They also prioritized me in year 12, knowing that I'm in my final year of school.
Yeah.
So that took the stress off it a lot as well.
Yeah, no, that's good. So when did you sign with Green Room and then when did say offers come flowing through and then when did you commit? Like when did you say yes to Westminster?
So it was late April, my profile went up. So that
As in
started
last
all,
year, 2024?
yep,
Yeah.
that went up about that all got sent to schools and about 4 weeks after, Richo sent me an email saying, here's a list of all these schools that are interested in you. We'll
Yeah.
wait for offers to come through.
Hmm.
Around October, I got my first offer, and in the 2 weeks, I got both of my offers, a couple of offers that I got. And then met with the coaches on a call after that, about a week after,
Hmm.
and then committed to Westminster around January, late January. I said final yes after being there and getting back from the holiday.
Yeah. So you had a couple offers from other schools. What really sold Westminster for you, apart from visiting the college itself? I mean, it's obviously different when you see it in person. You're like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I can see myself living here. What made you say yes to Westminster?
Westminster is a smaller school. It's a D3 school as well, but
Yeah.
it's a really small school. When we're on the call to the coach, is saying like it's one lecture to 14 students in a class, so you're not going to get lost whilst you're also playing soccer. So you say you go on a trip away,
Hmm.
the like teacher knows that you're going to miss stuff, and it will be happy to help you because it's small. It's not a big thing where you're just a number. And then being a smaller school allows me to, I know, get into the flow of stuff like that. It's not jumping into a big environment where I
Yeah.
won't really know stuff.
Yeah. So what are you planning on studying?
Physiotherapy over there.
Okay, cool. Oh, awesome. Um, so let's see. So does this journey, I guess, does it scare you in any way? Like, I know you've been to the US before, so you have kind of an idea of what it's like over there and what living over there might be. Does it scare you?
I mean, yes and no. There's definitely parts of it that'll feel scary, like leaving my family, friends, and everything like that. Like I'm going to be on my own.
Yeah.
But it's once in a lifetime opportunity, and it'll be great to move to the US, start a new chapter, and experience what it's like to be a student athlete over there compared to here because it's completely different. And like it'll take time to get used to, but it'll be good in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. So growing up in South Australia, in Adelaide, like, is it do you feel like it's going to be any different from the football over in Adelaide compared to Missouri?
Completely different. I've actually watched a couple of Westminster's games through the
Yeah.
live streams and stuff, seeing, I know, just the college rules that I've been told as well are completely
Yeah.
different to normal rules here. So that will be something to get used to. But I know they had a shaky season, so it'll be good to
Oh,
see
okay.
what they'll be like
Yeah.
next year,
Yeah.
this year coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Every year is so different. Like, it's just crazy. Like new people come in and, the seniors have to leave. It's only like 4 years of your life. It's not like a senior team where, you can stay at the club for several years.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
it changes every year, so every season will always be different. So yeah, it's exciting. They might have been shaky last season, but yeah, like I said, every season will be new. So um, yeah, that'd be cool. I actually had a look at Westminster Athletics, and it looks like they have lots of sports at this school. So I think
Yeah,
that'd be so cool to see all like the different sports and like football, obviously, American football is really huge in the US, and you guys have a football team. And I think, yeah, that'd be really cool. Are you hoping to
that
go? Yeah.
basketball as well was massive in that college. Like I know the
Oh, yeah.
girls made the finals or something like that. I kept seeing on my Instagram pop up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, they're doing well.
Yeah. Do you follow like basketball, like NBA? Do you have any like NFL teams or maybe baseball?
Um, watch a lot of NBA at the moment, watching all that stuff. I don't really follow anyone. Like we've been to heaps of games when we were over there. We went to like Lakers, Raptors,
Oh,
and all
cool.
that stuff. So we've seen heaps of games.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, sports in the US is just, it's literally next level. Like,
it's
yes,
completely different. Even the college stuff, like
exactly, right?
atmosphere to something here is
Yeah.
next level.
That's why Westminster, I think, will be so cool for you because they have so many sports. Their games are probably super huge because there's just quite a bit of money flowing through for all of these sports. You think about it, like most colleges only like have a few sports, like they might not have something like football or rowing or something smaller, maybe track and field, but Westminster looks like they do. So that'd be super cool to go to games or track meets or anything like that. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
Um,
with the money thing, I know the coach also said when we were there, they're doing like a big upgrade to the soccer thing this year coming. So
oh
that's
yeah.
something to look forward to.
Oh, cool. So what other facilities like over there? Was it a turf field, grass pitch, or what was
They've
it?
got both. So that's something that was like, wow,
But do you
something that
share
we
that?
don't have here.
Does soccer
Yeah,
share
the
that with others?
soccer pitch, the turf one shared with the football team, but the
Mhm.
grass one's completely just a soccer one. So the coach was saying, say like we've got a game that's on grass, we'll
Yeah,
train on grass that week, and then if it's
yeah,
turf, we'll train there. But
yeah,
then say the other team only plays on turf, then we'll go play on grass. So
yeah,
it's something like that. That will be good.
yeah. And even in like winter time, like I'm sure it might snow in Missouri. So
It does, yeah. It's
yeah.
cold over there.
Yeah, being in the Midwest, literally this center of the United States, I bet there's, just dry weather. It's like super cold, minus degrees. But yeah, when it snows, you'll probably, either get the turf pitch flattened out and ready for you guys to play with snow around. But
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be a totally different experience, especially for us
exactly.
coming from such a hot country. Yeah, so how does mom and dad like feel about you heading off to the US and yeah.
Um, I know mum and dad have mixed feelings. Like they don't miss me, obviously. And
Yeah,
mum said, "Oh, we can't just come down for the weekend and see you. Like you're on the other side of the world."
yeah,
But I know it's an opportunity that's just something you have to take, when it
yeah,
comes your way. It's an
yeah,
experience that's to be good. So
yeah. Yeah, if they
they'll
watch a live stream game of yours, it's probably gonna have to be like a 2 a.m. wake up call for them and
actually not that bad. It was like
really?
Sunday mornings at like 7 a.m. in the morning and then Thursday
Oh,
afternoon. So it was perfect timing.
yeah, easy. Oh,
And
love
they
that.
were like, that's good.
Yeah.
At least we can see you play.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay. So so I know there's another student athlete, Thomas Kennedy. He's also committed to Westminster. Now, I know you don't know each other that well. Have you guys ever like met in person?
Nah. So I think he's from New South Wales. I don't really know,
Mhm.
but we haven't really met. I know he's messaged me asking about some application processes, and we've responded like that, but it hasn't been much about that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about your like application processes and your scholarship. So you were
Yeah.
able to receive academic scholarship from Westminster. Like how did that come about for you? How did you get that and what did you have to do to be able to receive scholarship through academics?
So I received it based on my high school grades. That
Mhm.
came from my overall academic performance at school because I didn't sit the SAT test due to when I was able to do it, I wasn't in the country. So it didn't really work like that.
When you were able to
But
do what, the SATs or?
SAT test, when I was in Adelaide, I was not in the
Yeah.
country. So it's hard to do it that way. So they did it based on my high school grades. So I sent them reports from year 9 to all the way to year 12.
Yeah.
And then they evened it out, gave me a GPA, and then they said, here's your academic scholarship. And because it's D3, they can't offer athletic scholarships. So they work around it to say, here's your scholarship
Right.
for soccer as well as academic way type thing.
Yeah, okay, cool. So if you're comfortable sharing what your grades were here in Australia and what that was equivalent to in a GPA, can you share what
They
those?
didn't really say it to me. They just said, oh, here's your reward and says your scholarship. They didn't give me the GPA.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the like my grades here were high B's, like A's and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But over there, they didn't say, "Oh, this is your GPA that it would work out to be."
Okay. I'm guessing it'd be a 3 point something, obviously.
Something like that. I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
was in that band, but they didn't say directly, "Oh, yep, it's
Yeah.
whatever."
So I think like basically all A's, A pluses would be a 4.0. Like you're
Yeah,
it's the top percentage. But I'm just trying to think maybe it'd probably be around like a 3.6, 3.7, maybe even higher than that. But yeah, obviously the higher grades that you get in high school will be equivalent to a higher GPA. And it stays
yeah,
like that all throughout college. So you can, and I don't know if it might like restart once you get into tertiary education. So like say you in your freshman year you got all A's for everything, you'd be sitting at a 4.0. And the more you sit at a 4.0, the higher honors you'll be able to receive when you graduate. Obviously, like over 4 years, getting all A's is quite, remarkable, and it'll show through, your graduation stats and everything. So yeah, that'd be really awesome to see. Um, can you share like what your scholarship money number is, if you're comfortable?
um, it's around. So to go to the school is around 52. I'm pretty sure thousand, and then around the email, Matt said it's down to 15. But because when you go to the school as well as visiting and stuff, you also get extra money off that as well.
When you
So
visit a school?
yeah, they said that
Really?
you get an extra 2 grand off a year. So
How does that work?
I don't know. That's something the school said to us. So we'll take that and not complain about it.
No,
But
no complaints there.
we're waiting for the final figure to come through still. So that's something
Okay.
that we're waiting for.
Yeah, okay. So I just had a look on Google. It looks like Westminster's a private institution,
Yeah.
which, as you might imagine, a private institution is a bit higher in tuition prices per year. Um, but to get that much off through academics at a private institution is pretty cool. So, your final sum that you will have to pay for your semester or your first year at Westminster would be that'd be pretty cool. That's really awesome to
Yeah.
see. So are you and Thomas gonna head over together, or you guys gonna meet over there, or what's happening?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna head over with my dad for the first two
Hmm.
weeks to set up and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I haven't really worked that process out because we're still waiting for my I-20 documents to come through from the school.
Right. Okay. So have
Yeah.
you done your visa interview as well?
Nah, so the school had problems with staff over there being able to issue the documents. So I've been messaging the coach constantly saying, when are you gonna send the documents to me so I can go to the visa appointment?
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
So we sent off the document saying to the school of like how you've got your funds and everything like that for the school. And
Yeah.
we're waiting for the actual I don't even know what it's called, like the I-20 documents backwards so we can go take it to the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think now that I'm remembering how the process worked for me, I feel like you had to like you said, do you have the funds to pay for school? And it's like you kind of have to send in a bank statement
Bank
of
statement. Yeah.
yeah, of like, um however much money that you'd be able, not saying that you'd actually spend that on, the tuition.
No, it's like how much it would cost without all the like funds and everything like that. It was
Right.
really weird.
It is a bit weird, hey. Like you kind of
Yeah.
just have to send like how much money you have to the government and or to coaches or whatever
Yeah.
to see if you have the funds to pay for yourself, basically. But it's a bit interesting. It's a process. But I guess it's just the way things go. Um,
Yep.
so how do you feel about, you know, I know you don't know um Thomas that well, but how do you feel about having like another Aussie that you know for sure is going over there in the States and, you know, kind of on the same level as you guys?
It'd be good to have like someone in the same boat as me coming from Australia. So I know it'll be good to have that experience together and also have another Aussie that you'd be able to be like, oh, this is new type thing.
Yeah. You guys will be
This
able to
like,
bond over, you know,
yeah,
something that, you know, somebody else might not understand, like our slang or whatever.
yeah, he'll understand me.
Yeah. I always enjoyed that about meeting other Aussies over in the States. And it's just like you know, we laugh about what they don't understand with us. And then, you know, we can giggle about some things that they won't understand. And they never will because, you know, they never grew up in Australia. So,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
yeah, that's really cool.
It'd be
Um,
good to hear an Aussie accent as well instead of the American one constantly.
right. Yeah, exactly. Is your team like basically full of Americans or are there other internationals?
Yeah. So this season that just went, they only had one international, and he was from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
everyone's really from America. When we're there, I asked the coach, is there any other internationals coming? And he said he's getting a couple from Europe. So it'd be good to have a couple of European boys in the team as well. But I've seen the new recruits come through on Instagram, and it's all Americans at the moment. So
Yeah. Is the
yeah.
coach American?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. You know, it's cool. It's always nice having internationals, um, because you can bond about, you know, being so far away from home and then, you know, experiencing new culture together. But it's also like fun being surrounded by all of these Americans, and it's just like, whoa, this is like, you know, this is crazy. We never grew up
Yeah.
you know, like Americans in the States, and it's just it's a crazy new experience. So it's really cool. Um, so what are you most excited about in this next chapter? Is it school for you, or is it soccer, or is it a mix of everything and the whole experience?
Mix of everything and really the whole experience. Like it'll be great to play soccer at another level
Yeah.
in another country
Yeah.
with stuff like I know the rules and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
experiencing what life is like actually being a student over there in America.
Yeah, yeah. The soccer rules are they're a bit they're the same, but they're not the same, you know?
He was trying to explain it to me with like if you start, you have to come off and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. I was like, oh, okay.
Honestly, like there are different rules for different divisions, and
Yeah.
particularly like junior college to NCAA. Like they're two completely different institutions. And then there's NAIA. And I can't even keep up with all the rules, but the biggest one for me was that the clock would wind
Yeah, I've heard
down.
about that.
It's wild because it makes the last like 5 minutes, the last like minute of the game so crazy, just like chaotic because you know there's only 1 minute left. There's only 60 seconds and then it just winds down. Whereas like everywhere else in the world, America just has to be different. But everywhere else in the world, it's like the clock um goes up. So you might get 4 minutes extra time, but you can't see the numbers. So you don't exactly know how much time in that 4 minutes has gone. So
Yeah, exactly.
I had this wild experience in college. It was a big game. It was the Elite Eight game, and for us to go into the Final Four. And we were up by one, and it was like maybe 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go, something like that. A long time, but not a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so chaotic. I remember everyone just scrambling. And then once like the clock ran down, like like I could feel, because I'm a goalkeeper, I was like standing in the goal. I could just feel the clock and the seconds go by so slowly. But like you know when exactly to celebrate. Like so everyone when it goes 3, 2, 1, everyone would run onto the field and they knew exactly when they could and stuff. Because you can't, you know, you can't step on the pitch during the time. But
Yeah,
once it was done and once the clock wound down, it was like everyone just like ran onto the field, and it's so fun. It's different. It's
it's
definitely
different.
different.
Yeah, but that's like here. We have to wait until the referee blows his whistle. The clock
Yeah.
could be sitting at 90 minutes for like 5 minutes, and you don't
Yeah.
even know. It's like hurry up and call the game off.
Yeah, yeah. You're just sitting there waiting, like, oh, when is he gonna blow? When is he gonna blow the
Yeah,
I don't know what's better. I don't know what is like I've experienced both and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's better. Like if I can count down the three, two, one and then run, or like you just hear that whistle and then you run. So it's different. Okay. So what are your biggest concerns with moving to the US?
um, probably getting into the flow of stuff again from going back going back to school life type thing of
Yeah. Yeah. So when
back
did you
to
graduate
classes.
high school?
I graduated in November
Last year.
2020. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you've had
so I've
like
been out of school for a bit now.
do you like the life out of school or do you miss it?
Um, yes and no. Like it's nice having days off and not worrying and stuff, but it's also like I know you miss school life as well, seeing your mates every day and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because we also did a soccer tournament at school, first XI, which we did every Wednesday, and it was all my mates. We'd go play other schools, so you miss that
Yeah.
aspect of it, going with your mates, playing other schools for soccer and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess, most of us students that would be listening in would not particularly miss the whole schooling aspect of it. Sorry, parents, but going to school every day and just like meeting up with your mates, having lunch with your mates, and then
Yeah,
talking about stuff, and that's like the fun side of things. So, but I'm sure you'll get back into the
that as well. It's living on campus as well, which will be completely different to
yeah. Are you in a
yeah.
dorm?
Yeah, so the first years are all in a section of the dorm. So I think there's heaps of rooms there, and you're
Yeah.
in a room with one other person, and
Hmm.
then you share that space with six. Oh no, in the whole space there's six other people. So that's shared of like a bathroom,
On
showers, and
that
stuff like.
floor. Is it
Yeah,
like an
but
apartment block or is it
yeah, kinda. It's like each place has got three rooms and two people be in each room, and then there's
yeah.
one main bathroom and everything like that.
Yeah, okay. So it's communal between the six of you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are we keen on that or is that like an adjustment that we'll have to get used to?
probably an adjustment I have to get used to.
Yeah. I mean, living with other people, yeah, it's always an adjustment. Um, but you get used to it in no time. And honestly, you're just
Yeah.
busy. You're just like you might be just so tired all the time. You're just like, "Oh, I don't really care anymore. I just want to get in bed and yeah.
Well, it sounds like go to class in the morning, go to the cafeteria for lunch. This was what the coach was saying. And then if you got a class after that, and then the whole team comes together and does a massive study thing so the coach can watch over students that need it and stuff like that. So you're all
Yeah.
one together and then it's off to training.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of a school that doesn't do what we all call study hall. It's basically all the freshmen and sophomore, I believe. But once you become a junior and senior, you don't have to, as long as you have good grades. If you don't have good grades, you're going to go to study hall. But all the freshmen and sophomore have to go to study hall, just so that the coach can stay on top of things and that people can make sure that the freshmen who come in without doing the whole college scene before that they know what to do and how to keep up and stuff. And there's resources available for everyone, particularly the freshmen, if they need it, to stay on top of your work. So um, I loved study hall. Not that I needed the whole studying side of things, but because I could chat with everyone. It wasn't good. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Okay. So how do you feel about committing to like a D3? Is this something that you always wanted to? Like, was this always part of the plan? Um, like as in the Division 3, or was it kind of like, I'll take any school as long as they have good football, they have good academics? Like, what was that situation for?
Um, First of all, we're looking at community colleges. So
Yeah,
we're looking at them really because I know coming as an international for trying to play soccer will be hard because you're competing with people that have been there the 4 years and everything like that. And I wanted playing time, obviously, and being able to do that. But the offer came through and it was like, we looked at the facilities, it was amazing. And it was like, wow, this could be a place
yeah.
that suited for me. So then when we went over there, the coach obviously said, like, this is a school, this is what it is like.
Hmm.
And he said, oh, you'll be able to play as well because he
Hmm.
liked what he saw, obviously. So
Yeah. Did
that's
you get to
good. And it's
train
like,
with
pardon?
Did you get to train with them at all? Like, did
No. So when we were there, everyone was doing their finals. So everyone was going home and everything like that.
yeah.
So we didn't really see any of the team.
Oh, okay. So you didn't actually meet anyone in person, any of your teammates to be?
No, it
Oh,
was just the coach. He took us on a tour and stuff like that
yeah.
and had a meeting with us.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, look, everyone goes through different divisions, whether that's JUCO or D1 or D3 or whatever. But so for me personally, I've been to three different divisions. I've been to JUCO, D1, and D2. And across all three divisions, I like there is just so much hype about, wanting to go D1 and wanting
Yeah,
to be the best of the best. But honestly, like you find incredible players at each division you're at. Like there are some of the best players I've ever seen go to like my JUCO and my D2 school, who now play professionally, and it's really cool to see. And obviously, I've seen that at D1 level as well. But there is, with those good players that I've seen, I've also seen those players that, you know, are not so as amazing as I thought D1 players would be like. So, no matter what division you go to, you're always going to have like great players, and
yeah,
it's really just based on your good character. If you are a good player and you're a good person, like you'll be fine. And yeah, like there's just so much hype about the D1 scene and everything. But one of my really good mates actually went to a D3 in New York. I can't remember. I think it was called Williams, oh, something Williams, but it was like a major D3, and they went all the way to the College Cup. They came runners up in the national tournament, which is a shame, but runners up out of however many schools in the D3 conference, like that's just incredible, you
it's
know.
still a big conference. It's not something that just gets overlooked or it's D3. It's still massive.
Yeah, yeah, it is huge. And the great thing about your school is that they have these massive facilities. They have so much money
Yeah,
for athletics, and I'm sure they have good academics too, seeing as you got your academic scholarship. So I think it's super cool, and I'm super happy and excited for you. So yeah.
that's another thing though as well. Just because it's a 4 year college doesn't mean I need to commit for the whole 4 years
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well. So
exactly.
that's something that I do have in the back of my mind. After 2 years, I can go transfer, even if it's to
Yeah.
another D3 or even higher.
Yeah.
Like that's something to look into later.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be 2 years or whatever. Like even after your freshman year, or even 3 years down the track, if you want, your final year to be at a higher level or at a different school, or wherever, like there are endless opportunities, and yeah, I think that's really cool. Okay, so we only have about 3 minutes left. I will ask you if there's any advice that you could offer another student athlete that's thinking about going to the US, what would you sort of advise them?
If you're thinking about it, like definitely reach out, have a meeting and stuff like that, because I know if you're looking into it and you're just thinking, oh yeah, that's a cool opportunity, it might be for you, and it's something that you wouldn't want to pass down if the opportunity comes to you, as in like sports life as well as academics, because you're getting both aspects of it whilst living in another country and experiencing what life is like over there.
Yeah.
So I know just take the if you want to do it, reach out if you got any questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. Like it's an incredible opportunity for academics, for sport, and for just experiencing life. And mate, you're gonna get all three. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited for you. I'm super happy. Keep us updated with, your whereabouts and how life goes when August comes around. And yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much, Lachlan. I'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you.